I talked a little bit about this in last night's live stream with regard to all the noise we get on the news with Partygate and Ukraine and everything else, and you wonder what's going on in reality. And somebody made an interesting comment in the live stream yesterday about biometrics, and you get to thinking, But reading the news today, we're back to the old Boris thing again. And he's a liar. He needs to go. Or what about Keir Starmer sitting there having a beer in a pub, with some work colleagues? What a hypocrite, all the rest of it. I don't give two fucks, basically. We've all had enough of all this and we just want to get on back to reality and on with our lives. But I was sent a thing last night where somebody made a proper legal analysis of this whole situation, which I found very interesting. I want to read it out to you and see what you think. I don't want to influence you in any way, shape or form. I just want to inform, as I do always, and let you make your own judgment. And here we go next. How do everybody? Welcome back to the channel for a Tuesday. Hope you're doing all right. Listen, I'm of my own opinion about Boris. I think you could probably guess what it is. I think the whole thing stinks a lot like the rest of the establishment. But I was very intrigued as to a legal analysis that somebody carried out. And I'll let you hear this now. It was done by a barrister by the name of Stephen Barrett. And let's see. He starts with the PM did not lie to the House of Commons. So you think, that will get a few piss-boiling boilers going, won't it? Now, ordinarily, what goes on inside the House of Commons is not for lawyers like me to adjudicate. The 1688 Bill of Rights says freedom of speech and debates on proceedings in Parliament ought not to be impeached or questioned in any court. So normally I would stay silent. In other words, they can do and say what they like by the sound of that. I'm not impressed. But we are facing a very interesting constitutional crisis, because whether someone lies is really a legal question. It has a test as law. A lie is defined in the dictionary as a factual statement that is untrue and made with intent to deceive. And he cites a case where you can reference. The PM could not possibly have lied by telling the House that he believed the COVID laws were followed, not unless he deliberately knew the law was against him. There is no way he fulfills the legal test, because no one knows today if the law is actually against him. So does that mean it's not against any other people that have breached it as well? That could be interesting. So when the PM addressed the House, he can't have been lying. At most, he was confused on the law. Easy cop-out. He is not a lawyer. I am. But I have not changed my legal opinion. Should Crown immunity fail, then the second legal hurdle is whether the events were reasonably necessary for work purposes. Law must apply consistently and must use those words, reasonably necessary. In 2022, all sorts of activities are reasonably necessary for work. To be restrictive, the law needed to have used words such as absolutely essential for work purposes, or greater still, absolutely essential for core work purposes only. But it didn't. It only ever used reasonably necessary. What is reasonably necessary for work in 2022 seems to be a very low bar. I do not believe Mr. Starmer's beers and takeaway were caught by this now low legal test any more than I believe the appearance of a cake changed anything at number 10. If you think I am wrong, take the restrictive view. Then how do you account for people smiling at work, going for fag breaks, prayer breaks? What about pausing to film a TikTok video, or nurses dancing? If your colleague Barry starts to tell you a joke, do you call the police? Do you think we're all suddenly illegal? I think not. And I would like, as a lawyer, to see what courts and appeal courts might say. And this goes on and on and on and on, presenting a legal argument. I think morally, and potentially the way it may well have been presented in the press, the general public may have something else to say about that. But you know, this is the legal interpretation of this. I'll let you make your own mind up. I'll stick the link to this article down below so you can have a read for yourself. Comment, let me know what you think. Toodaloo.